Yo, what's up guys? Happy Wednesday. Today let's take a look at the market. The market is ripping, altcoins are ripping, and let's take a look how far this pump can take us. Will we get rejected at this point and might see a pullback, or is this just the beginning? Let's take a look. Plus, I am picking the winner of Monday's video that wins $50. You can choose in what currency you ever like it. So let's take a look at the market. I'm super excited because things are starting to look good. Jay Powell was not that bearish on stuff, right? So and when it comes to that, pretty nice, man. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, feel free to join the Fomo fam. Like the video, destroy the like button, man, come on, and turn on the bell notifications so you won't miss out on anything. Now, if we take a look at the crypto market at this moment, let's start with Bitcoin. Bitcoin touched 24 point, how much was it? $24,253. It was kind of boring lately. It's kind of all over the place. You see these wicks, but we are trying to break to the upside. We have a lot of problems right here at, the upper 23. And it makes sense. We had some resistance right here as well. But overall, I don't think this is a very big area of resistance. To be honest, I think 24.5, 25 is really the part that if we get there, there is going to be some struggling going on. But the nice thing, DXY is going down, and the DXY is going down pretty hard as well. And now you can see that where we are right now, if I set this line right here, I can draw it a little lower, so we might go down a little bit. It's a big area of resistance. You'll see it on the charts that we have multiple points of resistance. When we broke it, it was big support, and here again resistance, and now we are here. Yeah, it would be kind of weird if we do not test it as support, but we have to take a look. Maybe we just break it. S&P broke out completely, so that's looking quite interesting. Ethereum is finally doing something. Well, yeah, Ethereum is running behind. It's still Bitcoin run, of course. I mean, that's just what's going on, right? The Bitcoin dominance is pulling back a little bit right now, but not really. It's still at 44%, right? As long as it's here, it's not an altcoin run. If you want to see an altcoin run, you want the Bitcoin dominance to go down. That's now at least not really what's happening. So yeah, it's still a Bitcoin run, but some altcoins are doing quite well. BNB is doing well, although it looks like it's maybe a good position to put in a short for BNB, to be completely honest. But don't do that because I say so, but just by looking at this line, it is sitting at the biggest support and resistance level we have seen in, well, months, right? You can see by this line, right? So I think I'm going to open up a short position on BNB though. With that being said, there are some altcoins that really pop. Now, first, I just like to talk about my favorite altcoin, of course, and that's CDFI. And CDFI is... What I like is on the shorter time frame, if we look at the daily time frame right here, you see that it was climbing up, and it came back down, but it got bought up. Came back down again by this wick, got bought up. And now we're still above this line right here. Plus, the stochastic RSI is looking to reset, so we might see some positive price action for CDFI. Also, if we take a look at this diagonal line right here that goes all the way back to November, we broke that. Definitely we broke that, and we also retested that line, give or take, right? Depending on how accurate I've drawn that line, we retested that line. That's a very healthy move for a crypto asset if you looking at such a break. So that's looking quite good. On the other hand, now we're talking about CDFI. If you look at CDFI Bitcoin, it is not so strong, right? So like I said, a lot of altcoins are still bleeding against Bitcoin. If you look at any random altcoin, and I always like to use Cardano as an example, for example, right? You'll see that overall still going down. So, and a lot of these altcoins are bleeding against Bitcoin, right? If you zoom out, the downtrend is clearly there, right? And it goes for a lot of them, not everyone. not all of them, but a lot of them. Even Chainlink, one of the, stronger performers. I think Matic is an exception, of course, right? Matic is doing absolutely great, but there are always exceptions. Render is, by the way, completely ripping. It's incredible how Render went from 40 cents to 160, made a 4x. Holy shit. Phantom did great as well. Nakamoto Games did great as well. Went from 5 cents to 36 cents. You saw me draw this line right here like weeks ago, and now we are sitting there. So it looks like it might have some trouble right here, but for the people that are interested in Nakamoto Games, what you have to take a look for, such a pump, like, don't buy into such a pump, right? Wait for it. If you like the project, then you can better have more tokens, right? And you don't get more tokens by buying at a high price. So if you do like the project, I would not buy right now, but that's me. I would wait for a healthy pullback, which probably will happen. If you miss out, you miss out, whatever. If this breaks, then this is the next support resistance, basically, which comes in at around 60 cents, which is almost another 2x from here. But, overall, the downside risk, compared to the upside risk reward is not worth it for me to step in right now, at least. So with that being said, but like I said, if we look at CDeFi, the price is, it's still a little lagging compared to other coins, but okay. But if you look at CDeFi Bitcoin, the downtrend is also still there. Higher lows, higher highs all the time, right? So for the people that are interested in CDeFi, I want the price to skyrocket, but it's still going down. It is just still going down. So in 2 months from now, can CDeFi be down another 30% from here or sooner? So far, yes. The trend is your friend until the end of the trend, is what they say. And that's just what the trend is, basically. That's been the trend since September 2022, basically. All right, so be a little careful. Well, and in hindsight, look, yeah, it's been the trend since like a very long time, since December, basically. So CDeFi is still bleeding. But I think a lot of altcoins have found their bottom. And at least I think Bitcoin has found its macro bottom. Now, if you look at, I don't know if you know Eric Crown. He is, I think, one of the best analysis, and analysis. How do you say that? I look at his channel a lot. You can really learn a lot from him. And he was very bearish over the last months. Why? Because it was a bear market, and he totally turned out to be right with that feeling, thesis. Now he's kind of shifting. And what he shows 3 charts right here that might mark off the macro bottom for this crypto cycle. And this one is the monthly stochastic momentum oscillator, and it's a mouthful, but what it basically is on the monthly chart, the stochastic oscillator is is now turning up, as you can see right here. It's now turning up. That happened 1, 2, 3 times in history: 2012, 15, 19. He pointed out where that happened. That marked off almost exactly every bottom. Here it was slightly after the bottom. Here it was, I think, also slightly after the bottom, and slightly after the bottom. Now it marked it off again. Will it be slightly after the bottom? So far, that's what it is. And a lot of things are really shifting and turning around. The Fed is changing some things right here, which makes it maybe easier for them to get into a soft landing. And I would recommend you watching Elliot Straits' channel for that. He knows much more about that. So I'm not going to sit there pretend that I know what I talk about when I say that kind of stuff. He's the real expert in that. So shout out to Elliot Straits, of course, as well. But this is really making me long-term bullish. So my plan hasn't changed. In fact, I'm more secure about my plan. And my plan was, like I said, stacking up on Bitcoin whenever it dips, to buy back altcoins later when the Bitcoin dominance is sitting really high. Because then, we could see an altcoin season again. Like here in June, from June till August was an altcoin season, right? June to August. If we look at, for example, at my favorite altcoin again, what did it do from June to August? From June, it was at 90 cents, and in August it was at $3.30. Now we now also see altcoins do 3, 4, 5, 10x already. It's crazy. But that's not it. That's not it yet. That's not the rally that I'm waiting for. These are specific altcoins that pop. But we do not have an altcoin season. It's still the opposite of an altcoin season. And for the people that feel like, no, but altcoins are popping, so it is an altcoin season. No, it's very simple. An altcoin season is when altcoins outperform Bitcoin. So when the Bitcoin dominance is going down, Bitcoin dominance is now going up. So this is a Bitcoin season, not an altcoin season. So although some altcoins are popping, and you might have been into that specific altcoin because there is a good handful that really popped out of the 10,000 or more, right? It's still safer and more rewarding to be in Bitcoin so far. Right, so I'm still, stacking up on Bitcoin, and we might see this. We might see it go down 42% and then go up. That's also possible, right? So if that happens, then altcoins could bounce even more on our way down. But I'm not going to risk it for now to go too much and too deep into altcoins yet at least. Right, so I'm waiting a little bit on that. But yeah, to keep it in mind, I think if the Bitcoin dominance goes down around 41.5%, should be doable, and that's a big move down. This could really, if Bitcoin doesn't go down with it, then it could really send altcoins high in the sky. If we now look at the total 3, I haven't took a look at that lately. How is that doing? Total 3 is still struggling, so this is the market without Bitcoin and Ethereum, and the total 3 is still struggling. If you look at the total, for example, my line is gone, but to very quickly draw the line right here, I don't know exactly, but this is here we go, sorry. This was the total market cap, give or take this line, fuck it. Broke out, absolutely broke out, right? If you look at the total 2, also broke out. Right, so when it comes to Bitcoin, market broke out. When you add Ethereum to it, market still broke out. But when you add the rest of the altcoins to it, the market didn't break out yet. It didn't break out, right? So it is a fact that altcoins are running behind on this leg up. Therefore, you do not want to be too much in altcoins right now. Still, it's just like, do with it whatever you want. This is very positive. This is the USDT dominance, and the USDT dominance is still going down, right? So it was in an upward trend since, well, basically October, November 2021 when the bear market started, and people were shifting into USDT, into USDT. And from January, people felt like, okay, let's deploy. And you see this coming down, broke its bull market support band right here, broke this diagonal line, and it's now coming down. And yeah, to be really honest, I don't see a lot of big... So there is some support at the point where we are sitting right now, and we might bounce here. But when we break this, I don't see a lot of support until it gets to around 4.8%, give or take, right? That's a really long way down, because this move right here brought Bitcoin from 15.5K to 24K, right? So that's 26% down. If we go down from here to this level, it's another 26% down, right? So we can maybe expect the same leg up for Bitcoin as we have already seen in that case. So if Bitcoin already went up 52% and the USDT dominance does the same again, and we go up another 52%, it's $35,000, which is this area right here, which is kind of big resistance. It's an area to keep an eye out for. And we could also go to around 30, 31, right? And the rest of the money is going to shift into altcoins. Could also happen. So the market is looking pretty interesting. And I personally am still in dollars. Not a lot, of course, but I think I have around 30% into cash right now, because I always want to be in cash. Why? Because I don't have enough coins. It's very simple. Because although I think this year it might be possible to get to $35,000, and that's not a short time frame that I talked about, like in a week. I think it's doable for this year, maybe even the first half of this year. There will eventually be a better price to buy Bitcoin than where we are right now, I think, right? We could do this and then retest this line. It's possible. And then I deploy there before we go up. Definitely possible. Definitely possible. If we look at the moving averages, and I got a very interesting chart to show you, by the way. But if we look at the moving averages, what's funny, it's the green line is the 200 weekly moving average. We are approaching that, right? And that's a big level. That's a big level. We had some trouble right here in June, July, August. We broke it for a while. We broke it in July. And in August, we came back down below it, right? So we really have to, you want to see that we really hold it for a while. And don't be too euphoric at the moment we break it. But we really want to break that level at least. So that's something very important. What's also very important, the 20 weekly moving the 50 weekly moving average, which is coming in here. And we are now approaching that as well, which is sitting at around $25.3 thousand. So that's a very important level. And what's quite funny is what you see right here. If I zoom out on this one, look, this is the 20 weekly moving average, this line. And you'll see we were above it and we were doing great. And once we broke down below, we really started our downtrend, right? Once we now broke above it, we really started our uptrend. So I'm very curious to see what's going to happen here as well. 50 weekly moving average. Once we broke below, big leg down. But what might happen if we now break above it? Will that cause that big leg up? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. What I find quite interesting is this, though. Although the Bitcoin price is going up and altcoins are going up, people don't give a shit. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny because this is the historical risk. So these are the risk metrics. For the social metrics, sorry, I'm just reading what it says right here. This is the social risk, and what's quite funny is that it's at its lowest point right now. Right? It's at its lowest point. We made new lows. Right? So this is YouTube subs, YouTube views, Twitter analysts, Twitter exchanges, and Twitter layer ones. So people don't interact anymore. Right? It's lower than it has ever been in this complete cycle. Right? The lowest it was in October 2020 when Bitcoin was at 11K. Right? That was the lowest point that we have been since this whole cycle. Right, so it's now getting lower and lower and lower. So people are starting to not give a shit anymore, don't look at it anymore, or give up anymore. They maybe don't believe in this pump at this moment. I don't know, but people are not interacted. So I believe that the people that are interacted and are building right now and are learning right now, they will have the greatest benefits of everyone. So if you are here, good job, dude. Good job. Or girl, I don't know, but good job. Another thing, which is quite funny, this is the logarithmic regression band, and we have been in this lower band since May 2022, so almost a year already, right? And we went even below it, but we are now at the lower side of the band. We just broke the lower side of the band, right? The upper band, the red band, that's bull market shit, right? But the green band is where we usually hover around in the bear market. What's funny though, if we look at this first bear market, right, we went to the upper band right here, the upper green band right here, We were there for a long time, and the middle band as well, but we were basically in the upper band all the time. If we look at this bear market of 2015, 16, 17, we were kind of all over the place. We went to the lower side of the band, to the mid side of the band a lot. We went to the upper side of the band right here. We approached it right here. Eventually we came out of it as well. And if we look at this bear market, the latest bear market, not the current, but the one before that, we were also all over the place, right? We were in the middle, at the upper side, even way above the upper side. We went to the lower side of it, middle again. Now, in this bear market, we have only seen like, you know, like the lower, like we got in it and we struggled a little bit, but we got below it. We struggled a lot there and we got below again. Now we're getting above it, right? Is it so weird to think that we get to at least the middle band and the higher band as well? Well, in my opinion, it is not. So let's take a look how that looks for the rest of 2023, right? So if we now get to the middle band, that's $32,000. It will be exceptional if we do not get there. All right. So let me put it like that. The upper band would also be quite exceptional if we won't get there all the time. But, you know, at a certain point, we always got there sometimes in every bear market. That's $48,000. But the band is moving up. And that's if this happens today. What if, you know, the bear market lasts for the complete 2000 for the rest of the year, right? And with the bear market, I don't necessarily mean the downtrend, but the, you know, boring sideways, in hindsight, sideways movement. How does it look at the end of 2023? Then the low part is sitting at $30,000. The middle part of the band is sitting at $46,000 and the upper part is sitting at $70,000, right? So I think we will at least this year see somewhere between $30,000, $40,000 for Bitcoin, and you know that's a cautious. That's cautious, right? That's cautious. For the people that think that's not possible, you know, again. If you look at Bitcoin, I'm saying that this goes for 2023, right? I'm not saying it will happen this month or next month or whatever. But if you look what Bitcoin did, right, from January till now, we already pumped 50%, right? Is it so? And so if we had a pump of 50% in a year, is it so unlikely to think that we see a pump of another 50%? In a month, sorry, I didn't have my coffee. We saw a 50% pump in a month already, right? Is it so weird to think that we cannot see another 50% pump in the rest of the year, right? Like, in my opinion, that's absolutely possible. So buying anywhere around 20K right now, I think it is a very good price. I just don't like buying, you know, this part of the pump because I want to buy in the red. But yeah, still. I think we are in a very good place right now to accumulate overall. The winner for the last video, by the way, I asked in that video at how much the Bitcoin dominance was sitting while I was shooting that video. Now, of course, the Bitcoin dominance is kind of a tricky question. At a certain point, it was there. At a certain point, it was there. I love all your efforts. I'm going to pick one winner, of course. So everybody that did not win, sorry. But in the next video, you know, I'm picking all kind of winners. I'll do this more. But I felt like, okay, Clefroy Alexander, he says Bitcoin dominance was around 44.36 and 44.37. This was from then till then. I love your specific answer, so thank you for that. So you can win the $50. Please send me an email with some proof that this is your YouTube channel. I prefer a screen record, so I know it's actually you. My email is on screen right now. So please send me an email and you can get your $50. So thanks for participating. And in the next video or the video after that, I'll do this again. But yeah, the market, again, it's looking very good. I think Bitcoin 30 to 40K, it's a wide range, but it's definitely possible for this year. I do still think that altcoins will bleed a little bit against Bitcoin, as this could go up. But therefore, my strategy hasn't changed. I'm buying a lot of Bitcoin, and then I can buy altcoins with my Bitcoin, because it is very simple. If you look at Cardano, for example, and this is what I want to show you guys basically. If you look at Cardano from its recent low till where it is right now, it pumped 67%. So if you do not have Bitcoin and you want some Cardano, so you have to buy it with your dollars, you have to buy into a 67% pump, right? But if you look at Cardano Bitcoin, then you can see from its recent lows to where we are right now, it only pumped 16%, right? And at a certain point, this will be a negative number, right? Because we will get a pullback at some point, right? So are you going to buy something that pumps 60% or 16%? Well, I got my answer. A lot of altcoins look like this. Therefore, if I want some Cardano, I'm just buying it 16% from the lows of this cycle, right? That's nearly the bottom. So although it pumps almost 70%, I can still buy it near the bottom. That's what I love about stacking Bitcoin, right? So that's my strategy. I hope it's a little helpful for you. If it is, please let me know. I think I've showed it all. I did. So guys, thanks for watching. Try to stay a little safe in this crypto market. Tomorrow, I have a very busy week, but I try to do a live stream to go over some altcoins that I do think that are worth buying, because it's not that I don't want to buy altcoins. There are always some that I definitely have on my list, and I can review yours as well. So, and maybe we'll do a giveaway in the live stream as well. So guys, thanks for watching again. Have a very nice day, and I'll see you tomorrow.